Oh man, tons of stuff breaking. Sora is bye-bye. What happened? It's doing good. I had a deal. Disney said, "Fuck you." So I don't know what that means. Because I mean, they're not gonna be in business anymore. What happened? We're gonna have to dive into that. New Lord of the Rings movie. Stephen Colbert is gonna be doing it. What? I'm telling you, that's the news. It was introduced. Daredevil Born Again. The reviews are in season 2. I put my reaction up. And we have a brand new segment that will be debuting on the channel today with a special guest that'll be making way more appearances on the show here. So it is Wednesday, Kristian Harloff Show. Let's get into it, everybody. You ready? Yeah, me too.
Did you shit in there?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Thank you for being here today. Oh man, I told you, been looking forward to this one. We on Wednesdays, for now, once or twice a month on Wednesdays, we're going to be joined by a special guest who has been helping out with the channel tremendously, but we've been trying to get on the channel for quite a while. Now he's able to do it. If you're a Schmoedown fan, you are not unfamiliar with the 3-time Inner Geekdom champion of the world, Mike Kalinowski. No, it's Kevin Smets.
Hey, whoa, full screen. I wasn't prepared for that.
That's what you did. We got a full screen for you.
Full
so
screen it? Wow.
Look at the size of your head compared to mine.
Yeah. Look at that. First of all, and I look like Barbara Walters. Like, why is it trying to touch up my face so much? Hold on a second.
This is the best part about it.
I really look, okay? We can take off all the Barbara Walters stuff. Do you want me to go way back here? Hold on.
Probably makes more sense. You're the one person that could probably figure it out. You got a good setup. Finally.
I'm not good at this shit, dude.
Years later. But you know, the good news is even though you came in 5 minutes early, we're still working it out.
Hey, look. Do I feel like Howard Stern? Hey. Look, Howard. So he covers his face like this.
No, but you go, right.
right, Robin, right.
You ever see Matthew Friend's impression of him?
Yeah, he's amazing.
It's really good.
Right.
Robin,
okay,
right.
All right.
Yeah, so good.
Good. Thanks for having me on here. Also, Kristian, yeah, thanks for letting me be a part of having probably one of the more stressful jobs ever. Then that's great. Added on to my cancer recovery and ostomy life to deal with these reels and shorts all the time. It's very stressful.
But hey, listen, we've been building. We've been doing some stuff, and I'll tell you, and one of the things too is that Kevin's building up on his channel. And for those of you who don't know, he started a KOTOR channel like years ago, but he's been really consistent with it. And shit, man, you're almost at 100,000 subscribers on that channel.
Yeah.
See you later.
About 6,000 or 8,000 away. For anybody who loves KOTOR, I have that always standing by.
Yeah.
Good old Revan mask. My KOTOR channel, I started, 2006, back when YouTube was easy, by the way. Like, I didn't know how easy we had it back then before the algorithm. When just if you had subscribers, they saw your videos. But
they used to do this thing. I remember when Ellis and I started, and there's a very popular YouTuber named Lisa Nova. I don't know if you remember her, but she had featured us on her page. So the way that it worked for a little bit, haven't done this in probably 10 to 15 years, 15 probably. They would put you on her channel, and when you subscribe to her, you would automatically subscribe to the list of people that she put there too. So every time she got a subscriber, we would get one, and it built our channel tremendously. There were tons of people who did that for us when we started out. They don't do stuff like that anymore, but that's how it was crazy back then.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. Obviously, like we've always stayed in touch, and anything for me to like pay it forward. Back in the day, like when I was going through my cancer treatment, and just keeping my head in the game, and always promising me that great smasher return, and that literally like kept my head in the game, like during like my surgery, during chemotherapy and radiation and stuff like that. Not to get too dark, but so when it comes around to like when we were talking, and you had mentioned like you liked my shorts that I was doing, and I have like another channel where I talk about my journey with having an ostomy and like cancer recovery and stuff like that. and you were like, hey, like, would you have any ideas for shorts for your channel or whatever? And I was like, took a look, and now that's blossomed into what we are doing now. And I have a lot of fun with it. I mean, it is a different beast. You know, I've been editing for so many years, and, you know, editing reality TV, editing my KOTOR movies, editing music videos, scripted, but editing shorts is different. It's like every half second counts. Every second. If they have shorts that purposely cut off mid-sentence at the end because people won't want to wait to watch the end of the sentence. That's what this universe has created, this short attention span. And so, you know, while I did tell you, Kristian, like, I'm not going to ever edit in that crazy, wacky, like overly cut way. I do have a vision for what I think your channel can be, and I think that hopefully, you know, slowly but surely,
it's addicting. It's addicting too, because both Kevin and I will go back and forth and see which ones are popping and which ones, you know, are, and where, and on what platforms they're working. It's like, this one has like 200,000 on TikTok, but like 30 on Instagram. Like, we don't know how it works, and we just play around with it. It's been fun to work with Kevin again. It's good to have him. We're really both like, well, we also want to get you on the show. We've been wanting to do that for a while. And then he came up with some really cool ideas of what we can do on Wednesdays, and we'll kind of tease that for later on in the show, how we're going to do some more stuff. But we'll do the normal news up top, and then the little later we'll introduce those new ideas, and that will be something to look forward to on the Wednesday shows that Kevin is
the Wacky Wednesday shows. Kristian and Kevin in the morning.
Coming on in on a Wednesday morning. Thank you for joining us this 25th of March. And Kevin KOTOR is having Kevin KOTOR. That'll be your name.
Kevin KOTOR. We're going to get check the out of town scoreboard and then get to your weather.
Get to your weather. Who's got the shits? I think it was Sandy. She's out for the rest of the week. So we are going to be having some fun, and we have some stories. So let's go on and check out that first one, because Luke sent this to me yesterday. Disney has now canceled the OpenAI deal, and Sora is going bye-bye. What the hell happened? This was a huge deal. Disney had signed up. Everybody was talking about Sora. Sora launched in fall last year and shook the industry with rampant abuse of established studio intellectual property, known actors. Within a few days, the company backtracked, allowed studios and talent more control over their IP and likeness on the platform. In an official statement, OpenAI says, "We're saying goodbye to Sora. To everyone who created with Sora, shared it, built community around it, thank you. What you made with Sora mattered, and we know this news is disappointing. We'll share more soon, including timelines for the app and API and details on preserving your work." Disney spokesperson tells the trade, as the AI field advances rapidly, we respect OpenAI's decision to exit the video generation business and to shift its priorities elsewhere. We appreciate the constructive collaboration between our teams and what we learned from it. We'll continue to engage with an ad. We'll continue to, where the fuck did it go? Thanks a lot, ad. We appreciate it. Continue to engage with platforms to find new ways to meet fans while they are responsibly embracing new technologies that respect IP and the rights of creators. With Sora shutting down, Google is now the only player in the AI video space with global scale, but that company hasn't inked any deals with IP holders yet. All right, so this is interesting. Like, so the way that I see it, I go skeptical right away, and I say, oh, well, OpenAI came up with some other idea. They have a better technology they're working on, and they think already that Sora is some kind of dated thing, and they're gonna, who cares if we cancel our deal because we have a better thing that we're gonna be working on. We just saw with the C Dance or whatever the hell they are, what they just did. We locked into what they're doing. We're gonna fix our technology. Sora looks like 8-track compared to what they just put out. So we're gonna do some new stuff. This is not the deal we want with Disney anyway. We'll get another deal. We're good. That's the way I see it. I could just be making stuff up, or the technology just isn't sustainable. I don't know. How do you see it?
I think this is I don't think this is big news at all. Like, it's out. The treasure chest is out. The Raiders of the Ark of the Covenant is out. It's killing all the Nazis right now on that island. Like, AI is out. So I have a lot of friends in the space that are artists and creative types that see this as a big victory. But it's just, AI is out there. It's like the end of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Remember, like with the lions roaring at the T-Rex. Now it's Stephen Hawking skateboarding up and down in AI. Like, it's everywhere. Sora was an app, and it was like trying to be like a TikTok, Snapchat type app where you're
6
swiping.
or 7 seconds,
yeah, like that's an app. So they're ending that app. But as you see with C Dance and all the other crazy things, the technology is going to be already out there. So while it might feel like a small victory, I just think that there's 15 other, ways of doing video generations.
Yeah.
It's kind of out there already. And, I have my thoughts for it, which I'll get to. What do you think about Sora itself as far as being done?
It's interesting. Like I said, I lean more on the side. I see people in the chat saying, "Oh yeah, it's a victory for creatives." I don't really think it is, because I don't
No.
think that they're done. I don't think that Open or Chat GPT just said, "Yeah, we're going to stop doing this now." I think that they saw what CDN did and they said, "Oh man, their technology is better than ours, and we have this deal with the studio. We could do better things or different things if we master this story. We get even a better deal when we come back." So I just don't think that it's the end of it, even remotely close. It might be the end of it for right now, and that Sora is doing, and maybe, and I can't remember who said it, and they were 100% right. Whenever a new app hits, a new tool, that app will be real popular for a little bit, and the trick is to sustain it, right? And so everybody was, and it gets addicting at first too. Even when Sora first comes out, oh, what I can do now, and then you're like, okay, I get it. What's the next magic trick? Oh, that's the same magic trick. I know that. I know how that. I'm done with that trick. It's like, oh, I can make a Pixar movie about a squirrel with big balls. Great. But I can only do 7 minutes or 7 seconds rather. And it's like, oh, they did do something where you do extensions of the stuff too, but they haven't mastered it. The tech, it's a cool magic trick right now.
Yeah.
It's not ready yet. And when it is, and that's Sea Dance is the scariest one so far. This is not a victory though. You're right. It is just, hey, we're gonna put this thing to sleep for a little bit until we really get it right.
Yeah, and as someone who works in the entertainment industry, like our show's already using AI to help with logging. You come from reality shows, like
sure.
they used to have like AEs do the logging and like to basically type in all the interviews. Now you see it done in a couple seconds. So like for me, like, it's such the cliche, but like AI is not going to replace me, but someone who knows AI is going to replace me. So I've kept up I've really kept up in the AI space and learning about it and stuff. And it's funny because like, it's like different flavors of ice cream. Like you don't have to like every flavor of ice cream, and AI is the same sense, right? Like you have AI out there that I think, like what Ben Affleck says. Ben Affleck says that if he creates a movie and then they train the AI on all of the assets that they film themselves, then that they can use that as a tool. And that makes sense, right? Like, let's say they shot on a set that they built, in Venice, Italy. Like it looks like Venice, Italy. And now they need an alternate shot and they just never got to it. Instead of having to go do pickups over in Venice, Italy, they could rebuild the set now in AI based on AI that they trained. That is them necessarily not stealing off themselves, right? They're not stealing off their own, or they're not stealing out off of other IPs. Like when you see Darth Vader visiting Padme's tomb, there's like 5,000 videos of that online. But this is them training their own AI. And I think I sent you a link, like kind of had a little fun with my KOTOR movies. Like my movies have been out now for over 20 years. They're based on the old Knights of the Old Republic game engine from like 2003. And so if you go to the before link that I put on the thing, the before link, this is just a trailer. It was based on an old tone poem. Don't put the audio on because you don't want to get dinged for it. But you can see what the game engine used to look like. And just for the 20th anniversary of my KOTOR movies, I was like, oh, I'm going to put this in through AI and I'm going to make it look like the Clone Wars treatment, right? Where it gives it a brand new, fresh coat of paint, but it's all of the assets. And as far as the design, the sound design, the movies that I designed and made that's been out for 20 years, including the voice acting, the sound effects, the music, all of it is from my own what I did over the last 20 years. So just putting a sheen of paint over it to look like Clone Wars. And it was interesting because when I released it, you have half the fans are like, oh my God, could you do the whole movie like this? It looks like Clone Wars KOTOR. And then you have the other half that are like, well, this is AI slop, which it's not AI slop. AI slop is if you just, you show Donald Trump dressed as Superman walking down the street with some crazy rap music. That's AI slop, right? AI, if you're just using it to with your own stuff, it's not slop because everything else that I built was from mine, right? And was just showing it off. But AI, I totally understand where people are coming from when they're either positive about AI and using it as a tool, or if they're negative, because we have a lot of friends in our space, Kristian, that are creatives, that are artists and stuff like that. And you don't want to see food be taken off their table.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's like, I think it's all about like anything. It's like using it as is it using it as a tool, or are you using it for a shortcut? You know, what are you doing with it in general? But the point is, this thing ain't going away. It's gonna work. But I will say though, you know, as far as using it for the IP and using it for Disney, Disney's still getting into AI. They're still going to be working with Kathleen Kennedy, who's working in AI and other things. The AI companies are going to be building. There'll be new AI companies and things that build. So that portion of it, and someone will hit it. The thing that's still someone, because I get sent these videos like all the time, like, hey, look at this one. This one's amazing. I'm bored with it right now because it's like I said, the magic trick, it has worn off for me. It was cool at first to see, oh shit, that's cool to see Stallone fighting Van Damme in the UFC ring. That's cool. But then it's like it looks like a video game. And you know, when they're talking in the interview, why do you think that you would be able to beat me? I will be able to beat you because I am better than you. And it's like it just sounds it sounds so robotic, and it has no emotion to it still. The voices sound like them, that they've gotten down, but the emotion and that stuff, they all sound the same. Like I mean, no offense to yourself and other people who make the Star Wars videos. It's hard for me to watch them because they all look great. I've seen so many accurate, amazing looking young Luke Skywalker ones that look like, if I didn't know that, you know, if I just saw it with the background off and just saw him walking, I would have thought it was a real movie.
Yeah.
But then you hear him speak. And
yeah, well, that's why, like with my KOTOR ones, like I said, I don't redo any of the only thing. It's like a new coat of paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know if you were loading it up, but like it's
right.
straight, like
right.
That's
Right. That kind of stuff.
Has a paint job over it.
Right. See that kind of stuff. I'm down for that because that looks like the video game itself.
But it has my voice actors that I originally used.
You're just using it for the, and I get it. Like you're not going to really have someone go, oh, why didn't you hire somebody? Because he's not going to hire somebody to do that.
I don't have $200,000 to open up my own animation studio.
And you're doing your own voice actors and that type of thing. Like that's a way to do it, because like when I hear, because they did this whole thing, it was really great looking. They based it off the comic book of how Vader found out that Luke was his kid. That's canon in the comic book.
Oh yeah, I know.
And then Obi-Wan comes. I mean, not Obi-Wan. Boba Fett basically confronts Luke, and they have a battle inside of this hut, and he takes a saber out, and it's in the comic, and they did that through AI. Looked great. Sounded terrible. Sounded so bad. I was just I bailed on it because I was like, I can't watch this. It's just so.
These artists, what they need to do is use it as a tool, and then if they really want, there are so many voiceover outlets out there where you can hire voiceover actors for free. They'll do it for free. They want to build their resume. And you get that far, right? You have this, like you said, a Luke that looks like real Luke, right? Like, or when you see the one with Baru and Uncle Owen getting shot by the storm.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Right? Like you get that close and it looks that real. Take the extra steps now. Use it as a tool. Don't just rely on it. And I will give credit to these filmmakers, or whatever you want to call them. They're not just typing in a prompt and then all of a sudden they get a 15-minute movie that's showing Luke in Beggar's Canyon.
Right.
They have to do prompts for each shot. It's basically it's their toolbox. And the best way I can describe it is like with John Roca, actually, who is my co-host on Jedi Way, and I know he does your Monday shows. Like he did make a good point that this, at least with AI, one of the positives you can pull from it is it does allow people from poor countries, even you have kids in India doing it, or like people that don't have a lot of money or can't go to film school. You're seeing them being able to sprout this creativity and tell these stories with AI, which otherwise they wouldn't be able to do it because they don't have $500,000 lying around. You know what I mean? Like, so there's give and take. There's positives and negatives.
1000%. But to see what happens next with Sora, if you think Chat GPT is just going to shut down and not do their another program, you got another thing coming. What do you guys make of it? What do you think? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Do you think that maybe this is the end of this type of video, that the fad is gone and it ain't coming back? Or do you think, just the question is, it is coming back? How? And with whom? So, Sora, you had a deal. You had it.
You blew it!
100%. All right. So we are going to be right back. I'm going to tell you guys about Square. Hopefully, you guys are checking out Square. I've told you so many times what's great about them. I'll tell you a little bit more, and then you can get it while we're on break. Support for today's show comes from Square. They got big news. During Square's biannual releases event, they launched a wave of innovative new tools to help local businesses run faster, smarter, and more profitably. From AI that answers your toughest business questions to tech that simplifies food orders and tracks every dollar, it's all live, it's all built for business like yours, whether you're starting fresh or scaling fast. Square helps you keep up and get ahead. I've been spending a lot of time in the city lately, and I'm walking around. There's a couple places. There's one particular food truck that I notice uses Square. And I'll tell you, the thing about it is you can just see that it was so much quicker. I got a receipt. There's one right outside the Regal that they use, this food truck, and it just feels smooth. It feels modern, and people are in and out, and people are happy. Right now, listeners get up to $200 off of Square hardware when you sign up at square.com/go/Christian. That's SQUARE.com/go/Christian. You got to visit Square, get started, because the right tools make all the difference. Square. Thank you to Square. Appreciate them being here. I'm telling you, there's the option. Make sure that you use it. Okay. Kevin, you know, as you are now part of the game here too, we're trying to see every week. A lot of questions come in, and we try to see who can get the most for the week. And it looks like right now Roxy Stryer in the lead with 106. So
106 questions, like
106 super chats questions. So you're currently at 6. So you need just 100 to tie her.
I got her right where I want her. Come on, people, let's do it.
It's true. So you know, Kevin was it was funny because I was thinking about it, and I almost said 2-time Geekdom champion. Then I was like, no, because I forgot that you had lost the title to Parker in that one thing, and then came back and won it in that big thing.
I'm actually the reigning, still the champion.
Yeah, it's true. If you know what's hilarious is that you will probably, if the league ever came back and you were recognized as champion, you will beat, because Mark Riley had the longest reign of any champion ever and was never beaten, because he was the champion in 2014 when we ended it, and he was a champion, and he didn't defend the title until I think he didn't. He had defended it once against JTE in 2016, and then he lost the title to Merle in 2016. So he had the title for like a little over 2.5 years or something. So I think you've already beaten that. The
Bruno Sammartino of
Well, I mean, I guess Sam Levine also would have a state. Actually, Sam Levine will probably be the longest reigning champion. Actually,
okay, well, because he
had the title for a bit when he did. So Sam will have beaten both you and Riley, but it'll be if the league ever came back, it would be you, Sam, you, and then Riley, I assume, because there was new team champions also.
Back the Brinks truck. What's the quote? Back the money truck up to if it ever came back. Like these movies that come out now, like with like I was telling you, I'm like, man, thank God I'm not in that inner geekdom anymore. You see, like I remember like seeing Thor, Love and Thunder, and he goes into that room with like 50 other gods, and I'm like, I would have to know every god's name, every realm's name, like.
Well, and one of the things you probably have to know soon is the new Lord of the Rings movies, because there's a ton of them, and there's another one coming out now. The big news dropped today, as Luke sent me this morning. Stephen Colbert is going to be writing the next Lord of the Rings. Shocking and not shocking at the same time. I'll explain later. Warner Brothers Pictures has announced that late night host and well-known token aficionado Stephen Colbert is set to develop a film set after the events of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Titled Lord of the Rings: Shadow of the Past, the project is essentially a sequel set 14 years after the passing of Frodo. The hobbits, Sam, Merry, Pippin, set out to retrace the first steps of their adventure. Meanwhile, Sam's daughter Eleanor has discovered a long-buried secret and is determined to uncover why the War of the Ring was nearly lost before it ever began. The announcement was made on Tuesday night via the official social media accounts of the studio and will come after the upcoming Andy Serkis-directed The Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum. That film is a midquel of sorts, set in between the years of the Hobbit trilogy and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. In the video posting, Peter Jackson says of that film, Andy's doing a terrific job. It looks amazing. The script is coming together well, and I think it's going to be a really good film. Colbert then appears in the video to discuss the Lord of the Rings: Shadows of the Past and explains how the film is inspired by 6 chapters from the first novel, The Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring, chapters that didn't make it into Jackson's 2001 film adaptation. Colbert says, I thought, oh, wait, Maybe that could be its own story that could fit into the larger story. Could we make something that was completely faithful to the books while being made completely faithful to the movies that you guys had already made? Colbert has discussed the ideas with his son, screenwriter Peter McKee, and a framing device was worked out. For the last 2 years, Colbert, Jackson, and screenwriter Philippa Boyens have been developing and co-writing the script. The new film will adapt chapters that introduce Tom Bombadil and the famed Fogs of the Barrow Downs, which involves the sinister Barrow Wights. Neither made it into the Rings trilogy, though they have appeared in the Amazon show, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Okay, so I'm a little kind of back and forth on this because Luke wrote me this morning and he said, he said it makes him nervous, this news. And at first I said, well, maybe it doesn't make me nervous because Colbert is such, I remember when we were doing Inner Geekdom, we had a Lord of the Rings match. We were trying to reach out to him to have him play Rachel Cushing and they ignored us because they were too cool. But it was, that would have been interesting because he really knows his stuff when it comes to Lord of the Rings, 100%.
He knows more than the actor. When the actors are on, he'll quiz the actor. The actors will try to quiz him, and he'll get him.
He's not just doing this because you know what would be good is if it randomly Lord of the Rings. He's probably thought about this for quite a while. He's a Lord of the Rings nerd. He's a Lord of the Rings nerd.
Well, I did a little research on those chapters too. I know you kind of broke it down, but Tom Bombadil's in it. There's an ancient tree called Old Man Willow. And the key is because it's going to tie in. They're talking about a framing device, and here's my best guess. So, in it, they end up getting these Numenorian daggers. Wow, Rachel would kill me. I'm probably butchering it.
Mm-hmm.
And they get these daggers that are forged by men. And then they ended up, one of the daggers is what in the novel anyway, Mary uses to stab the Witch King, which allows the Witch King to drop his cover to allow Eowyn to finally take him out, right? Wow, we're talking nerd stuff here.
Yeah.
But what they're talking about is how, if you see the breakdown of it, it's talking about Sam's daughter. I forget the name, you just said it. They discover something from their early journey, and I bet it's going to be something about these daggers and about the Barrow Wights. If I were to guess, it's going to be something important about these daggers, these weapons.
The video talks about those chapters in general, and he said the thing that he says right doesn't mean he's going to stick by it, but the thing that he says that's right is he wants to be faithful to the books, and he wants to be faithful to the movies.
Yeah.
What you cannot do is start making things up to fit with the times and fit with everything else and want to appease people, and then you mess with the books, and then you mess with the movie, and the movie seems like, well, they just did that to cast so and so, or they did that to do that, and what are we doing? We're doing a political message now because that's who because Colbert feels like he's got to do that because that's his brand. If they go that route, that's a major mistake, because the mistake that they have with Colbert, and he even jokes about it, he's like, I'm gonna be free because he lost his gig, and now he's got a gig and he's doing this and it's something he's passionate about, but he's going because he does lean very far left, right? So that immediately is going to get people on the far left that are going to go, great, amazing, so glad one of us is doing it, and immediately and unfairly, depending on how he's going to write the actual stories themselves, you get people going, he's a woke fuck, and he's gonna ruin the thing, and I hate it, and I don't want anything to do with it, and I'm gonna give him a chance.
Yeah.
So the middle side of it, to where I always like to try to have people look at it, which never happens, is let's see how he actually adapts it and writes the story, because the TV show lost me. I watched it for the first season. I heard season 2 was good. Didn't even bother. I was.
Wow, really?
Did you watch season 2?
Yeah, I did not like season 1 at all, but season 2,
great, right? But it lost me though. That's the problem though, is that it just lost me. And I for investment and stuff, I just I can't do it. I was done. And of course, Lord of the this is not okay. You're not listening. Don't say things like this. Of course, Lord of the Rings is political. Of course, Lord of the Rings is political. No one said it wasn't. No one in that conversation, not once, not a single fucking sentence that was at most movies, Star Wars, Dune, they're all political. All movies are political. in some way or another.
You see that movie
Especially Lord of the Rings.
Tolkien,
Lord
which
of
is
the Rings
about
based off the
Tolkien.
whole side of the war. What was going on with the war? Of course, it's political. What are you talking about? We're not saying that. What we're saying is the themes inside of it and what is relevant to what Tolkien was doing. You cannot just start to maneuver it to shadow your point of view politically if it doesn't call for it in a story that never had that point of view beforehand. If it's a brand new story, like look at like Daredevil right now, right? Or The Boys. That's relevant for what they're doing. It's their political side, very political. And they're doing it whether you like or dislike what they're doing. That's their point of view. That's how The Boys goes. It's a political thing. And Daredevil is kind of having parallels off of, what Kingpin is doing and how Kingpin was elected and things like that.
Yeah.
Of course it's political. So, but you can't start to maneuver your politics into something that doesn't necessarily call for it. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't know if Stephen Colbert is going to go that far. Like, first of all, he's going to have Peter Jackson and Philippa Boyan's help and his son, right? So I don't think he's just going to have a full reign of final draft and be like, all right, let's make our Lord of the Rings movie. But you're right in the sense that there is going to already be half of the people that are going to hate it. Like, and that is, like he said, it's his own fault. It's all those late night talk shows. Like they got super political, whether one way or the other. And then that literally cut their audience in half. Like it was, not that anybody needs to be writing both lines. Like if you're not happy with leadership and you want to speak out about it, that's fine. But when he cultivated his whole show, it ended up being about the political aspect of it.
Right.
So
His
maybe
brand. And
yeah,
I think you're just going to bring, and the problem, and like I've always said too, the problem is that when it comes to big IPs like this, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, you can have a message that you want to tell. But if the people who are paying for tickets, if you have a $200 million, $250 million budget, you can't just play to your aisle. Because your aisle is not going to pay your bills. It'll maybe let you break even, maybe if you're lucky. But you want to make a profit, everybody has to be happy with it. Everybody has to want to see it. Now, you can still have a message. It doesn't mean don't do messages. But if the other one feels villainized while watching it, and every portion of every person, no matter what, even if it's not, it's going to go, they're trying to make us an example. But if it's clear, and it's very clear, and it is your purpose was to do that. And I'm not saying he's going to do this. He clearly said he was going to stay faithful to the book and thing. I'm just saying, though, because of his show and because of what right away, people are up in arms going, oh, no. I said give it a shot, see what he's going to write, see what he and his son come up with. The guy loves the material. So let's see.
I'm always of the opinion too that a lot of people when they're like, oh, you just ruined, when the female Ghostbusters came out, which I actually liked, but everybody was like, you ruined Ghostbusters. It's like, no, the original is still there. You could watch the original today.
Right.
And same with like,
or they just made a bad version you didn't like and give them a chance to do something else. It's like,
I do not like Creed 2. Creed 2 I love. Creed 3 I do not like. Like I just didn't understand why they didn't bring back. I know it was because political stuff behind the scenes, but to him not even have a picture of Rocky in his mansion and not to mention Rocky like in this Rocky franchise. I know he has
to kind of mention him a little bit, said he left town and be with his son.
Yeah. It's like and I'm not saying like I want Creed to branch off and have his own obviously story, but it was just so obvious that he wasn't there. So like Creed 3, I just usually don't watch. I love Creed 2. I think it's such a great wrap up to the overall saga, and that's how I end it. So same thing with this, like whether it's going to be, look, there are a lot worse people that can do a Lord of the Rings movie than Stephen Colbert. I mean, that guy lives, breathes it his whole life. True. So,
and the other point of this is too, by the time that movie gets made, Paramount's going to be in charge of it anyway. So, if who knows if they're going to get involved with, if it's, I just can't imagine. I saw someone's, I think Princess said it in the comments. Why do you just automatically assume that he's going to do, throw his politics in there because he's political on his show? That's what his show was. His show was asked to be that. I think he's smart. I think he's smart. I think he understands. And I think Peter Jackson understands. They gotta play to all Lord of the Rings fans, and Lord of the Rings fans don't land on one particular aisle. I always said the most important is getting the people who are just tired of politics in general. That's the main thing. Like, I can't. I turn on the news no matter what show it is, and it's just like these people are terrible all the way around. They're terrible. They interrupt each other all the time. The opinion shows. You talk about something should go out the door with Sora. The opinion shows. Opinion shows are the worst. They are the worst. No matter what network it is, it's like the worst. Anyway, so
You're never gonna change someone's opinion, like, and it's just all noise.
Yeah,
to me, like.
Well, either way, what do you make of this? What side are you on? You think, hey, give this guy a shot? Let's see. He's an Uber fan. Let's check it out. Or no, he's made his statements, and now that's it. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, let me see. Let's do one more story.
I keep seeing comments in the chat saying Sebastian Hamill, Sebastian Stan.
So yeah.
It usually comes whenever a Thunderbolts movie or a Marvel movie comes out. My buddies will always text me pictures of them.
Let me see. I want to get.
Thank you, though. It could be a lot worse people that you can compare me to.
No shit. I mean, why do you think we gave you the that theme song?
That's true.
That theme song was great. Such a great moment. That Chandru. I don't know if you saw when I was talking about Chandru and like the just the role that guy played from being. Remember how frustrated I was with him at one point, even when he was still a good guy, and he was supposed. And he like called Mike and told because Mike was going to take a step back because he wasn't going to play you or something. He was going to take a step back, and like Chandru like called him and was like called Shannon or whatever too. And he's like, "Oh, I'm getting your shot now." Whatever. I'm like, what are you doing? This was just he wasn't even a good guy. He wasn't even a bad guy. He was nothing. He was he was just winning matches, and I was just like, what are you doing? You can't do that. And I was like, I got to turn you heel because it was when he went after Brandon Hanna, and then when I did, he just did it so well, and he just became one of my favorite people in the world. He was so easy to work with when he was doing that stuff. He would go. Do you ever? My favorite clip is the one where he got so excited he fell off the chair. Remember? Ever see that one?
Yeah, I like when Andrew Guy barked at him and he jumped.
Yeah, he was the best. And then so there was no one
playing
better.
Against him though. That like I would play against Mike, I would play against Parker, but playing against Chandru, because when you miss and he starts cackling in his laugh, it was like madness. It was like you were in your own version of the Joker's lair, and he
used
very
it wonderfully.
Good. Yeah, man.
He really did. But there was no one better for you to come back against than him because he played it with that ripped kind of homeless shirt that he had on at the thing. And he's screaming and yelling and he hit all and then when your music hit, it was amazing.
True story about that day, and it'll be real quick. We were hiding out. You said, do not be spotted by any fans. I feel like a lot of fans started feeling the tide that it might be happening, but we didn't want to be spotted. And we were trying to meet up with my wife who had stuff for us because we were just going to hang out in the rafters the whole time. And we're on the back and she's like, oh, just meet me at the coffee shop. And it was like 2 hours before showtime. I'm like, or we can't. Like there's fans like walking around and stuff like that. And I just remember my wife making fun of me like, who do you guys think you are? Like the Beatles? Like just come out. And I'm like, if we get spotted by even one person that has a corruption shirt on, it's going to spread throughout the whole thing and they'll know. And so we had to hide behind a trash can once because a group of people were walking by. It was like playing Metal Gear Solid. Like,
plus, I would have got pissed off.
Huh?
Plus, I would have been pissed off.
Oh, oh man. We can get into the stories later about when you.
I don't think I ever got mad at you though. Did I?
Yeah, you.
Did I?
Well,
when did I get mad at you? I don't remember. I remember one famously.
Because I was new. It was the free for all where I stared down Mike, and you couldn't. I'm not Mike, so you couldn't tell. But like, I actually pat him on the shoulder, but I say something like "See you in a couple weeks, bub," like that. Yeah. But from what your angle, it looked like it was just like, "Hey, Mike, good to see you up here." And you were like, "You're supposed to stare him down. Why did you pat him on the shoulder like that?" You were like, "What? You go up there, the smasher. I'm building you up, and then you stare him down, and you're like, "Hey, Mike, let's have a cup of coffee."
I can see that. It was the wrestling brain in me, but like it was the one that I ever got. The one that was Chance. I talk about it all the time. I felt I every time I see him, I apologize to him about it. When
what did he do?
You don't remember this? When you beat Mike bad for the title, the Spectacular, and Mike was supposed
of all time.
Yeah, well, Mike, not for him. Mike was supposed to stay there. And win or lose, we had a whole monologue for him of what was coming next and because I said, okay, if you win, you say this. If you lose, you say, okay, yeah, I might have lost, but this is what's coming. This is what corruption has next.
Yeah.
He ran. He left. He left and he didn't want to deal with it, which I understand because it was an embarrassing loss. And he ran, and the place was huge. And I was commentating. So I had to leave the desk in the middle of it because here's Emma Fyffe doing the interviews with whoever it was. And I'm running downstairs to go get Mike. And I finally go get Mike and I come back and Chance is on the mic talking, saying God knows what. And he gets off and I fucking just laid into him. I'm like, how dare you get on the mic? What the fuck are you saying? Blah, blah, blah. He did what he should have done. He was basically the Robin to Mike's Batman.
Yeah.
Batman wasn't there. So people were looking at him. What do I say? And he didn't say anything to it. The time that he was terrible was when he decided to just rush the ring in Houston. Do you remember that?
No, I was there.
Yeah, because we cut it out of the broadcast. He rushed the ring and out of nowhere, like crashed the interview and started talking about whatever.
I remember that. Yeah,
it had nothing to do with anything. There was no one gave him the okay to do it. The difference between when he was doing it with Mike was that it was part of the storyline. He grabbed it. He did the thing.
The funny part,
the ring on his own.
Well, remember that same night that you're mad at Chance for messing up. Do you remember what the call was when I won the title?
Yeah, I think I called. I said
you announced Mike Kalinowski as the winner.
Kalinowski as the winner, right? And then I had so many things going on in my head at that.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, and I think we edited it into the broadcast of me actually saying it right. I think we took old audio and put it on. I can't remember. Anyway,
those days.
Yeah, it was. All right, let's do this last story, and then we're gonna get to our new segment. Currently at 16, built back up. So Mike, I said again.
16.
16. So we got a chance. We got a chance to do 106. Let's do it. All right. So check this out. Oh, sorry. Hold on. What did you say, Kev?
I'm sorry about that. I just think the debate questions might get people really
wanting
to hear their voice.
We're hoping. But listen, so what I wanted to do here, I wanted to go over, I went to this event the other night with Sam, and I took her to see the Daredevil cast. She still hasn't seen the show yet, but she's seen most of the MCU. Daredevil Born Again season 2 reviews are in. The whole season, I've only seen one episode so far. I'm curious what people think of the whole season. I've been sent the whole season, just haven't a chance to watch it. Season premiere is now out on the Disney Plus service. First reviews are out with the second season. 37 reviews. The series holding at 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, 72 on Meta. Notable improvement for the first season, which drew 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. There is a darker season tackling Fisk and his martial law declaration and his war against violence. The reviews come in as a third of the series recently began. Here's a sampling. Bob Strauss says Scrutapone digs deeper into personal and societal dysfunction than ever. It also brings last year's dangling story threads to satisfying conclusions. Let's see. Daredevil Born Again continues to be a watchable Marvel series with good performances. Your enjoyment of the show may depend on how close you feel Fisk New York is going on what's in real life, as we were talking about before. Daredevil's Born Again second season is packed with too many characters and subplots, some far better than others, but the central story of Matt Murdock's quest to take down Mayor Fisk remains compelling, backed by cool and exciting action scenes. And then last one here is predictable storytelling and unavoidable focus on social commentary have left it without the standout conversation sparking moments that once defined the series. Okay, so mixed there at the end, but for the most part, look, for what I've seen in episode 1, I think that what they have on the benefit for them is that season 1, they had a totally different show that was shot. And then they said, hey, we don't want to do this Marvel She-Hulk Daredevil anymore. Can we go back to what it was and why fix what wasn't broken? Okay, great. So let's transform that and turn that into the darker thing. So they took what they had and they kind of like hodgepodge into it, which I liked season 1. But this is clearly the sequel to that finished product that was part 1. There's no retooling or anything new. This is the dark season that was written. And I think you can tell already in episode 1. So I like what's going on. Are you going to watch? Did you like Born Again season 1? What do you say?
I actually didn't watch season 1, but I knew I was going to be on the show today. So I saw that it dropped.
Yeah.
It's a funny story. So I was like, oh, I'll watch it. So like, I actually watched the recap. I know I'm not giving due credit for that first season, but it makes me want to go back and watch the first season.
Yeah.
But I watched this episode and I felt like it lived in that world of like, it's in the MCU. but it also has that. It felt like, oh, this is a sequel to that like Netflix show too. Like they lived in that world, and it was funny because I finished it. I was feeling proud of myself. I'm like, cool, I'll get to talk about it with Kristian. And then all of a sudden, your channel, how do you already have a fully edited like reaction, which was really good, by the way. You guys should watch it. But you had fully edited like reaction, and then I realized you probably get like a screener a long time.
I had the screeners for it. So then I shoot it, give it to the editors, and they have it ready to go. I just always got to make sure that it goes out after it airs because I don't want to release the episode before Disney.
You imagine? Yeah. But I love his suit. As a fan of the original season, like that hallway fight. Remember the
sure enough.
Fight scene of all time. So seeing that fight scene in the apartment at the end of this episode without getting into too spoilery, and I would avoid online because a lot of people are even posting the GIFs right now of like the final 5 seconds of that episode.
Yeah.
So I would try to avoid it. But yeah, I just felt like as someone who didn't see the first season, I was like, oh, the last time I saw Matt Murdock was when he was banging She-Hulk in a comedy piece of the She-Hulk show. So it was pretty interesting to see that they really are, him and
going
Karen.
going back to the kind of darker thing. And
yeah,
so I'm glad that the reviews,
Dark Knight style.
Yeah, and for the reviews of the entire, season, it looks positive. It's funny because there's some reviews and things that I've seen though too that it just makes you realize that like for me there are a lot of people that I'll line up with when I see critics and other things and I'll go, yeah, I'm on the same point. I don't, and it's funny coming from someone who does out of the theater reactions. You either line up with my taste or you don't, but you shouldn't listen to me. You shouldn't listen to anybody. You should really just, what are your tastes and what do you like, right? Because I looked at even some of those things. There are some people that I know in our space. I don't line up with them normally. I think that some people feel like they know Marvel so well that they know it in and out, that they're the ones that are telling you the right thing. You should be listening to what they're saying, and they come off as pretentious, right? And I'm just not a fan of it. I'm no names, but just like things that I've seen as far as critics and stuff too, and that circle. That's why I don't love being in that circle,
Yeah, I mean, people with the negative takes seem to, when you have these negative channels, they like to, they kind of capitalize on being negative.
But that's different. That's a different thing. I'm talking more so about critics in general, where it's like negative criticism is part of the gig. I mean, there's a couple things that I've seen. The way that you do it, there's just certain times I feel like that critics aren't really talking to you; they're talking at you.
Yeah,
and that drives me nuts. And even some of the things that I just read there, I'm like, and some of them are positive, but I just feel like it's like don't talk to me as if you're teaching me a lesson. Like I don't want to read your review as if like you're the aficionado that you know it all. It's a fucking Marvel show, guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like so you can break it down in a way that I'm like, oh, okay, that's what you saw. That's interesting. So, anyway.
Do you have any? Do you have any guesses of where they're going to go in this direction with the season?
I mean, after season, I've only seen episode 1, so I'm curious to see where. I mean, I like it. I have questions, and even when he's on the run throughout it too. And I guess, is there a deal? Because you've seen episode 1, I just don't know. You haven't seen season 1, so maybe the audience knows. I wonder if, like, is there a deal? Because clearly Kingpin knows who Daredevil is. He knows who's under the mask. And I guess because he's on the run, he can't find him, but he never gives up the fact that he's Matt Murdock. Is that a deal that they made? I never saw season 3 of
I feel like it's because he's not living as Matt Murdock anymore. He's living purely as Daredevil. Like they even make a thing about that. Like, don't you miss
mayor? He can say, be on the hunt for Matt Murdock. It's still like a shock when they take off the mask. Like, it's Matt Murdock. Like, he knows. Why doesn't he tell people? It's got to be a deal that, again, season 3, I didn't. Okay, so they made a pact. Someone said it's from the.
Why wouldn't he break that pact?
I don't know.
Here's my wild swing. I think by the end of the season, he'll get caught. And I think that in those in the Spider-Man, this is just a guess. I don't know anything. I have not looked at leaks or anything like that. I know they're out there. But Spider-Man loves deleting people out of trailers, right? You talked about that this week, how there's a couple spots available where they're fighting against the Hand.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that there's a prison scene there. It looks like I feel like they're gonna be breaking out Daredevil, and that Daredevil, Punisher, and Spider-Man are going to help out against the Hulk, or the Hulk will be there and then they'll be fighting the Hand. That's my wild Smets theory that Daredevil is going to be in the Spider-Man movie.
I don't think you're the only one. I think that's who they edited out.
Oh, really? Okay.
When he's jumping through the air, there's only who can jump through the air like that. It's clearly there's an edited thing in that trailer. When he's going, that really cool art, kind of almost like it looks like The Cell. Remember the movie The Cell?
Yeah.
But it looks like that is jumping up. But clearly their eye line is on somebody else. It can't be the Punisher, because the Punisher ain't jumping that far. Hulk, I thought at first, but Roka made a good point. The Hulk pretty big. You'd be looking, they'd be like, and who the hell's jumping at the Hulk? And Daredevil makes sense. Maybe somehow, I don't know if Florence Pugh's character, but what she?
Oh yeah, she's in it, huh?
Though, but what's she doing? So I don't know. Not
Here's
sure.
a question. Here's a question for you. So, what do you think is one of your? Where do you rank The Dark Knight? Don't tell me where you rank it, but is that one of your favorite comic book movies?
Dark Knight. The Dark Knight absolutely is one of my favorite comic movies. Yeah.
Okay, so let's play a quick game right now.
All right.
You're gonna stay silent because Dark Knight. The Daredevil gave me vibes of The Dark Knight. I think just with the political aspect and it was. When I always think of that, I'm like, so I want to just bring up real quick. So The Dark Knight. So now I'm going to challenge you and see. You're gonna stay silent, and I'm going to list movies.
Okay.
In the chat, you guys can as well. Just stay silent, and then when I finally list a movie that's better than The Dark Knight, Kristian, to you, you pipe in and you say, okay, stop. All right.
All right, so Dark Knight or
right. I'm going to start on The Dark Knight. I'm just going to start listing movies. I got 20.
All comic book movies.
All comic book movies, yes. And if you get through all 20, that means Dark Knight's your number one and very good. But there's a couple on here that I'm curious if it's going to overtake it. All right, here we go.
There's going to be tough ones, but I don't know if anyone's going to beat Dark Knight.
We'll see.
All right.
Batman Begins.
Dark Knight.
The Batman.
Dark Knight.
Batman 89.
Dark Knight.
Batman v Superman. Dawn of Justice.
Dark Knight.
Okay, I like that. Catwoman. That's a joke. Don't worry about that one.
Dark Knight. Dark Knight.
X-Men First Class.
Great movie, but Dark Knight.
Yeah, great night, right? Spider-Man Homecoming.
Dark Knight.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Dark Knight.
Deadpool.
Dark Knight.
All right, now we're through the first round. Now we're going to start getting into some mini bosses. If we're playing Ninja Gaiden here, now we're going to get into level 2 and 3. Iron Man, 2008. Iron Man.
Dark Knight. This is you take Dark Knight out of this, and then it starts to get difficult.
I know, and maybe for a future time we could do it a little different. X-Men. Here's one would be tough for me. X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Dark Knight.
Oh, come on. All right, Spider-Man 2, widely regarded as one of the greatest comic book movies of all time.
Dark Knight.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Love that movie. Dark Knight.
Infinity War.
Oh, Dark Knight.
Okay, here's one. This is one that I think that Logan.
Dark Knight.
Logan or Dark Knight?
Yeah.
We're still in it.
I don't get the game.
Run the
How did I not get the game? The Dark Knight is better than all those fucking movies.
Black Panther.
He doesn't get the game. What am I supposed to make up lies of who else is better?
Black Panther.
Oh, I like Blank Man better than the Dark Knight.
Are you talking shit on this game? It's a great game.
No, I love the game. Someone said I don't get the game. What do you mean I don't get the game? What movie do you think is better?
Yeah, it's just
fucking Dark Knight.
Oh man. X2.
Dark Knight.
The Avengers, yeah. So you got Dark Knight because the rest is Avengers, Endgame, or Superman the movie. So it beat the top 20 movies.
If you would have thrown the Dark Knight in the middle.
Well, so you start and you say, okay, here's maybe that's a way to do it next time.
I think you throw yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think it's like the Godfather 2 of comic book movies for me.
Yeah. I would say for me, I like Batman Begins better than The Dark Knight. It's like one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. Batman Begins, that first 45 minutes of that movie up until he strings that mob boss up and creates the first bat signal in the sky with just his body.
I'll tell you what you should do though.
Yeah.
Take Dark Knight out and start with those movies again. We're going
to take Dark Knight out.
And start with those first two.
We're going to run the gambit right now. And we're going to
start with those first two, and then we'll see that.
So Batman Begins.
Or what?
Or the Batman.
See, now it's getting tough.
Yeah.
Batman Begins.
Okay, so now Batman Begins is in the lead. Now I'm going to say Batman Begins or Batman 89.
Batman Begins.
Yeah. Okay. Batman Begins or let's move around. You don't need Catwoman, obviously. X-Men First Class or Batman Begins.
Love X-Men First Class. But personal preference or better movie?
No, it's your personal. It's like combo of both.
X-Men First Class.
Yes, X-Men First Class is good. Okay, X-Men First Class or X-Men Days of Future Past.
X-Men First Class.
X-Men. Okay, X-Men First Class or Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier or Logan. Logan or Black Panther.
Logan
or Avengers Endgame. Endgame or The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
There it is. There you go.
So there we go. We got there.
Full circle.
We got there. But those are good ones. Okay.
Random. Yeah, I thought that. We'll see how you would rank up there. I like that. Yeah. I mean, I gave you a tough one because like everybody regards The Dark Knight as one of the greatest movie, if not the greatest movie. But there's always a couple of them that you think that they could probably like. Logan for me is tough. Like if I play that same game, like obviously Batman Begins I like better than The Dark Knight, but it's like 1 and 2 up there.
Yeah, it's the best. All right, so that's good there too. So that kind of leads us into those good tease, or kind of segments that we're gonna do here. Let's switch this up. We'll take that off, and we're gonna do a thing on Wednesdays when Kevin's on, and Kevin explain what this is.
It's called the Final Five in celebration. Yes, that is a take on the Final Four logo from this year. I'm in first place in my brackets, by the way. I'm crazy. It's going to go away. But yes, the Final Five. So basically, when he said that, hey, would you want to come on and do Wednesdays? I wanted things to be, I wanted it to feel a little different, right? Like not just me be on the show. Everybody brings so much to their show. Like Roka brings a lot to Mondays. And when Roxy's on the show, she brings her own flair. And like same with Mike and then Winston and everyone. Chris. Like, so when I came on the show, I was like, well, what am I going to do? Like these guys are all 10 times better than me on, so I was like, I want to make something where it's going to involve the chat a lot more. Like, that's why I'm keeping my eye on the chat. I read all the chats and stuff like that. And I wanted to do something where we have a lot more fun with like games. And like later it might be where we involve the chat and we have prizes for it. Like, I really want to, start getting into the community aspect on Wednesdays and also really pique the mind, right? Like that one, it stopped me before there's a movie better than The Dark Knight. Something, that's fun. Like you see online sometimes about like, what could be better, like a wrestler stop me when a wrestler's better. But for this, it's like, what is the final five? It's like the final 5 questions before we go off the air or before we start reading all the super chats. These are going to be questions that I kind of came up with. A lot were for my channel that I've just never gotten around to doing it. And we're going to see what you guys think, what you guys would answer. They're going to really kind of test your mind a little bit, not like the last one. I don't know. That was a horrible description. Kristian, do you have another way of
so let's just get into the first question.
All right, you'll see.
Ready? Here we go.
All right. So the first question, you can only watch one. Okay. You could watch Lord and Miller's solo dailies that got them fired, or Back to the Future's dailies with Eric Stoltz. Now, this made me think, because you were talking about how you saw Project Hail Mary, Kristian, and it made you think like, wow, like Lord and Miller knocked it out of the park with that. Imagine what their solo movie would be like, right? So for me, I was like, okay, so you can only do one. And if you watch one, you can never watch the other. The other goes away forever. So you're put in a room with a studio exec. They're like, hey, do you want to watch 2 hours of the solo dailies that got them fired? Or do you want to sit and watch the first 45 minutes of Back to the Future with Eric Stoltz, who, does that movie probably like an A24, Sundance movie. Apparently that was what the rumor was his performance was.
I think 10 years ago, it's a harder conversation. I think today, after seeing Project Hail Mary, solo, no brainer, because you just see how brilliant that movie is. And you start to go, well, the what ifs of Solo and what that movie could have been, and to see the dailies and what kind of performance did they get out of Aiden, because the Eric Stoltz, we've seen deleted scenes and other things too. He wasn't the right guy for the gig, and to watch that would be interesting, but because we also know what the movie was. We don't know what that movie was that they were doing. So what was that movie? It's almost like seeing the Snyder cut, or you're seeing this Lord Miller cut of this movie, and you're like, oh, I wish I could have seen the rest of it. So I think that's a no-brainer. I would go I would go with their version of that. How about you?
Well, the thing with the Lord and Miller, I'm trying to look up because my brain, Michael Kai, why am I blanking on his name right now? Michael K. Williams was originally Memphis Nets
right. Yes.
in the Solo.
Yep.
So like they brought it. So you want to know what they did that caused Kathleen Kennedy to basically slip into Ron Howard's DMs and be like, dude, save this movie. Like, first of all, like, and I remember that it's because one of the mistakes was that the screenwriter was there on set all the time and was probably sitting there just going nuts about Lord and Miller's process of how they were getting to the takes, and they would do multiple takes. But yeah, a wildly different movie, right? You'd have Dryden Voss. This is how long all that stuff has gone out of my brain since the Schmoedown. Dryden Voss was played by Michael K. Williams or whatever. And so that would be wildly different than what we had. And then also with the Back to the Future, though, the other side, Back to the Future, a lot of people said that he played it like how he played in Some Kind of Wonderful. He was more like the straight man to Doc Brown's comic. Right. And so it would be interesting to see that, because it would probably make that movie. I mean, what would they do? I mean, imagine that conversation when they had to say, hey, we're 6 weeks in, we have to redo everything. So it would be an interesting train wreck to see how slow that movie would have felt, or different it would have felt versus Solo. But I agree with you. I think the answer to that question, and I'm curious what the chat has to say, I think that for that, you definitely want to see the Solo dailies and see what wild stuff that they were going on with that.
Oh, there you go. So that's the first one there. Curious to what people put it in the comment section. Put it on the Clips channel too. And PLD and Luke, make sure that we get Jonathan these clip outs too. I'd like to see what the audience thinks on the Clips channel.
The Lord and Miller one was basically probably a blooper reel. It was worth like $2 million.
All right. Here's the second question.
All right. Who wins in a fight? No weapons. A Wookiee versus a silverback gorilla. Now, these are the questions that we are dying to know. These are the important questions of the day. What do you think, Kristian? When you see these two, I remember people thinking about if 100 men can fight a silverback gorilla. What about one Wookiee?
Hold on a second. Did you see?
I saw something. I don't know what. I don't.
It's one of my favorite things to do. All right. So we let's see. So who would win, a Wookiee or a gorilla? Again, this is another, to me, this is a no. Is it a straight up fist fight, or can they can fight however they want?
No weapons. They're in a cave. They're in an arena.
Okay, that's a tougher question. A straight up fist fight. If it was just a fight, then I'd say Chewie, because Chewie would find distance, take him out with the gun and the blaster, and then or the bow. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
A fist fight, as strong as Chewie is, I'm gonna go with the gorilla. I think the gorilla's gonna hit. I think the gorilla will punch faster. Chewie always has those big lunging punches. Gorilla's going like this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the gorilla.
Wookiees do pull people's arms out of their sockets, though.
Has
a gorilla ever done that to someone?
I'm sure, dude. Gorillas are monsters. They're so strong, and they're all muscle.
Yeah. I mean, I think that my inclination is you're right. In the Solo movie, when you see Chewie fight, or when the other Wookiees are, uprising, you're right. They're kind of slow and lumbering, kind of like Bigfoot, right? It's almost like who would win between Bigfoot and a gorilla. Silverback gorilla is like it's like a tank with fur. It's
just and the way that they move, and they're fast. Like you ever go to the zoo and they come flying through you feel like they're gonna bust through the damn thing. They're so fast. They're agile. In a straight up fist fight, yes, but in a tactical fight, there's no, Chewie's just going to get his distance, and then that's it. Chewie's way smarter.
Caster blows him away.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with the gorilla on that one.
Interesting. I wonder what's the chat saying at this point.
I think it's split. It looks split.
Interesting.
All right, we'll see what question 3 is.
Someone wrote Chewie has plot armor. That's true.
That's
if George Lucas is writing it, it's going to Chewbacca will win. That's my horrible
All right, here's the third.
All right, you can only. This is the third one. Yes, so hold on. You can only have one movie now. Tarantino has long been rumored to direct a Star Trek. What's that?
This is a good one.
Yeah, Tarantino has been long rumored to direct a Star Trek movie. He's even talked about it, and it's just never gotten as far as talks. Or apparently, Simon Pegg said that he talked to his manager who read the script, and it was he said, and I quote, it was what you would expect from a Tarantino movie. Would you rather have the Tarantino's long rumored Star Trek movie, or would you rather see finally Ben Affleck's The Batman movie that was shelved?
Oh man, this is a tough one. Shoot, on so many different levels, this is a tough one because like Ben Affleck, he's really only had one miss with his directing. It was when he was just going through some shit at the time, right? He's a really good director, and to see what his version of Batman would look like be amazing. But to see a science fiction movie from Tarantino, especially in the Star Trek IP, like, ooh, that's a brutal one. Man, how do you like? You just don't want to turn down either one of them because
these are why it's like you got to pick one or the other. You know, in the Star Trek one, you know, someone would probably be talking in mid sentence, accidentally get blasted by a stun gun. You know?
I know. It's like, and people have to when you're. The thing is, right now, what's not fair is if you look at who's better in the public opinion right now, it's Ben Affleck, right? Because Tarantino's just been talking so much shit every other Tuesday. But you can't say, and I talked about this with Roca. When has Tarantino missed? And to see a Star Trek version of it, and because
here's a little more intel for you too. In interviews, I researched this before I posed this question. Tarantino, die-hard Kirk fan, die-hard William Shatner fan, and he actually loved the Kelvin movies because he thought Chris Pine did a great Kirk impersonation. So if he's using with those Kelvin actors, he would probably really hone in on those to original series vibes because he loved the original series.
What's tough for me is because I'm not a Star Trek guy, right? For me, it's always been more Star Wars and Star Wars science fiction fantasy, and like I like Dune. I absolutely love what they've done recently. And what Ben Affleck has done in general. Ben Affleck was a guy when he was cast as Batman. I said, I don't know, I want to see that. And then I loved him as Batman, and I love his directing style and what he would have done. I'm going to choose Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek, and I'll tell you why.
Okay,
because that to me is so different and so interesting to see what he would have done with Star Trek.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I've seen we're getting another Batman movie with Pattinson. We're getting another Batman movie with the DCU. I'm looking forward to Ben Affleck's next movie in general. It'd be great to see what he would have done as Batman. Probably would have been great, but if I had to choose between the two of them, Star Trek for sure.
I'm also choosing Star Trek Tarantino, but here's why, because I still think one day we might see Ben Affleck direct a Batman movie.
Maybe. It's very, very possible. Okay. So that was question number 3. We got 2 left. Here is this one.
Okay. Which WrestleMania dream match would you take? You could only have one, and these are both in their prime, right? So you're doing
their prime. Okay.
Yeah, so Sting, Undertaker. If you're talking in their prime, that could be more like in their aura prime. So maybe like 2001, 2002. Hogan, Austin, like we're talking WrestleMania in 1990, like in '99, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe instead of Hogan, Rock, you would have gotten Hogan, Austin.
That's what you're supposed to have. Austin turned it down.
Yeah, and to this day, I wonder if he regrets that when he sees how great. So, you have the aura and the magic of the mystery and the story with Sting versus Undertaker, but then you have this like iconic, like it's kind of like how they never had Hogan versus Flair at WrestleMania 8, and that was also because of egos and also their house show circuit.
That's where I thought you were going to go with that.
Yeah.
This is easy for me, but not for other people, because I think there's going to be a lot of people who choose the one that I don't choose. Because there's so many different. I mean, all 4 of those were legends. 2 of them I responded to a lot. And Sting, first of all, when Sting was I always for me the surfer sting was the sting that I liked the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, people love the crow version. To me, and he just took the crow's gimmick and did the crow, and everyone loved that. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I love Sting, love everything that he did, loved his persona, loved what he did, and he was WCW's staple. And I think that The Undertaker was one of the most important people to ever grace the locker room, what he has done for people wrestling, the way how respected he is. There's no one that's more respected than him. The way that he's able to change throughout the business, he knows the business better than everyone. But I was never a Taker guy. For me, it's an easy one. This is Stone Cold and The Rock because, Stone Cold and Hogan, because to see the guy that built the golden era and the guy that resurrected and built the Attitude Era going at each other when Hogan would have come over from WCW after it had kind of folded to watch them go at it at that time would have been legendary. It was great with The Rock, what they did, but Stone Cold was the guy. It was Hogan fighting for WCW during the Monday Night Wars, and it was Austin taking it to the top. So yeah, that's the one I would have loved to have seen. And in their both primes, if you could go do like a Hogan, a Stone Cold when he fought Bret Hart, like that young.
Oh yeah.
Versus Hogan like 1986. That would have been incredible.
So many, I would say, first of all, the video packages for both would probably be the most insane thing ever. Yeah. One of my favorites of all is the running up that hill with Shawn Michaels and Undertaker with the retirement match. I also would go with Hogan, Austin. Yeah. Imagine in a stadium. How that the Rock Hogan is one of my favorite matches of all time, and it's also because of the first 5 minutes of just the entrances and then the stare down and the crowd and just going pro Hogan and then them changing gears because of the crowd. Imagine the first 5 minutes, the atmosphere of that place with Hogan staring down Austin at their prime. It just goes to show sometimes how egos, the Hogan Flair one, I used to always wonder why that wasn't at WrestleMania 8, and apparently they did a house show circuit.
I know, and they said it didn't pull, it didn't work, but I don't buy it. It's like you still would
think that was
ego, but it's also like it wasn't pulling the interest and everything too. It's like if you could have Hulk Hogan fight Sergeant Slaughter at WrestleMania 7, then take your chance. And because that showed at that point, WrestleMania 8, Sid Justice, it diminished the title. Sid Justice versus Hogan was the main event, and Flair and Savage fought in the mid card. It's like it diminished the title. That should always be the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so there's that one, and then I guess right now this is the last one. Here it is.
You have 24 hours to survive, Kristian, and you're gonna have a 12-hour head start out of your studio. So just understand that you're gonna have 12 hours from now, but you're gonna be either hunted by the Predator or hunted by the Terminator. Chat, I'm curious what you would do too. These are both not very fun options to have, but if you had 24 hours to survive, which is your best shot at living? Being hunted by the Predator, being hunted by the Terminator, and you get a 12-hour head start.
I will say 20 years ago, I probably maybe 30 years ago, I would have maybe taken the Terminator. But I'll take the Predator because the technology that we have, the Terminator will be able to find me in 3 seconds. He'll be able to lock in with the AI and stuff that he's got. He'll be able to find me in, like, no matter where it went. The Predator's still got to, do a little bit of hunting. I could probably avoid him for 24 hours.
So you think you could avoid the Predator for 24 hours?
No, but I have a better shot against because the Terminator will be able to just use technology, and all the technology we have all over the place. You're probably able to find me quick. So, and I think that the Predator can't drive, right? He can't drive. So like if you can get in a car, drive real fast, the Predator's got to find a way to find you. The Terminator can drive. He can fly helicopters. He can drive. The Predator doesn't have. He usually doesn't have a shit. He just drops off and runs and hides and shit, and then comes out and surprises you.
All you have to do is go to LaGuardia, get a flight, and get over to London, and the Predator will be stuck.
That's what I'm saying. If I knew
stuck in the Statue of Liberty, like, where are you?
Yeah, if I knew they were both hunting me, I'm getting in the car and I'm just driving to Florida, and I'm like, because the Terminator is going to find me. Terminator's gonna, especially if he's in the the gear, if he's looking like a human, he's gonna get on a plane and he's gonna be there when I get to Florida.
Walt Disney World, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So
so you're picking Predator.
I'm taking the Predator. I'm toast either way, but with today's technology, the Terminator will find me in seconds. He'll hack into
we're agreeing today.
What?
I would also like the Terminator. Also, you remember the Terminator would go in and like kill your family, kill your teachers, kill your dog trainer, kill your dog. Like it's just gonna go and then take their form and like you're done, right?
Right.
Whereas the Predator, you could earn the Predator's respect. Remember, the Predator starts being buddies with some of our protagonists, right? So maybe if you avoid the Predator long enough, and once the 24 hours comes, then you and the Predator become like best friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
right.
Terminator, it's just killing everybody like it's checking its email, dude.
So 57%, because we did a poll in the chat, 57% said the Terminator.
Interesting.
64% said Batman for the last one.
Oh, we're doing polls. That's awesome.
We did a poll in the chat. Yeah, and I don't know if he did the other ones, but all right. Well, there you go. There's our first.
Well, I have a bonus one for you, Kristian.
Well, I don't know how much time you have because we gotta get to these.
Oh, I have time. We have time.
All right. All right.
This is appropriate.
All right.
All right. So this is for you personally. This is going to be. We're going to challenge you here.
All right.
Would you rather, Kristian, that this Stephen Colbert movie, and these photos are funny, this Stephen Colbert Lord of the Rings movie is your personal favorite Lord of the Rings movie of all time? You love it. It's one of your favorite movies of all time. It's better than The Dark Knight for you, but the entire world hates it, and it tears the community apart, and it becomes toxic fandom all over again. Or you fucking hate this movie, but it's universally deemed as the best Lord of the Rings movie, and the community loves it.
It'd be a bummer for me to choose this, but I'll do it anyway. No, I actually think that choosing everybody loves it and I hate it, because you said it best before.
Yeah.
I'll still have the other movies that I really enjoy. If everybody is like, this is better than the original trilogy, this is great, and people are loving it, there's enough hate in the world. There's enough people hating everything and pissing on shit. If this is one that unites everything and I'm the only asshole that doesn't like it, then fine. Then I would do that, because this isn't the franchise that I would. There are other franchises that I would say, F you guys, I want this to be great. But this one, I think that everybody deserves a win on it. So if I'm the only one that gets the loss, I'll take that.
No, you chose wisely. I think that makes me respect you more. However, is there a movie that is universally loved that you absolutely hate? I'm curious.
I've talked about this before. The one that always comes to mind is Just Friends.
Just Friends. That's the Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds movie. I hate it. I mean, I hate it,
and everybody loves it.
No, everybody loves it. I hate it. I really hate that movie. So there you go.
Yeah, for me, a movie that everybody hates that I actually didn't hate that much was. I'm going to lose respect from all the chat, and this might be my last time on the show. But Geely.
I think we're so far removed from Geely that no one really cares if you're.
It's not that bad.
Yeah,
it's not the worst.
Thing all right, well, good game there, guys. So that's what we got there. We got the final five. Kevin coming in hot with a bonus question there.
Sorry about that. I wanted to. It was appropriate. Me and Luke added that at the last minute after today's news.
I like it. So we have those. Make sure you click like, comment. Make sure you hit the poll. If you're watching on the Clips channel, make sure you're giving your thoughts there. So I'll have a few extra clips there to post here today on that Clips channel. And make sure you subscribe to that Clips channel. Please check it out. All right, we're going to move to the questions. We're going to see if Kevin can take out Roxy. But Kevin, before we do, tell people about your channel. Where can they find you? What's the deal?
Yeah, sure. I have way too many channels. You can make fun of me about them at another time, but I'll just focus on two of them. One of them is Star Wars Squad. If you go on YouTube, you can find it there. Or if you type Revan Trilogy, RevanMovie.com. Revan, of course, is the protagonist of our loved KOTOR movies. I've been making KOTOR movies for 20 years out of the KOTOR game engine, and it has spawned a huge fan base. Then I dealt with when I was doing the Schmoedown and cancer, kind of went away from it a little bit, but we've been back in it, and we've not only made movies based on the KOTOR games itself, we have our own version of KOTOR 3 story that's going called Shadow of the Sith. And we're celebrating our 20th anniversary of when the first movie came out. So 20 years I've been doing this, of making these machinima video game movies. And it's funny because, to this day, like, using the old game engine from a 2003 video game, you would not think has this many legs. But again, we're about to hit 100,000 subscribers, which is just mind blowing. And it's just so fun to find like-minded fans. And then, of course, Kevin Smets Stomaversity, or if you just type Kevin Smets on TikTok or Stomaversity, that's detailing my battle with cancer, and then my defeat of cancer. I smashed cancer. Thank you. And then also life with an ostomy. And I actually just got invited to share my story on ostomy.org. I don't know if you guys don't know what an ostomy is. It's basically when I had cancer, I had to have a major surgery that I'm kind of like Tony Stark. Instead of an arc reactor on my chest, I just poop out of a bag. That's how it is. That's basically the best way to describe it. But with the technology now, I just share my story. It's really easy. It's not something that happened to me. It's something that happened for me. And so I've now been raising awareness, trying to smash that stigma. There's stories about Farrah Fawcett that was offered this colostomy surgery when she had anal cancer, and she chose not to do it because she thought it would ruin her career. And she ended up dying of that cancer, where she might be with us today and have a colostomy. It's not a big deal. My wife never smells it. No one ever can tell when I'm walking on the street. People are too busy with their lives. So that's the quick elevator pitch right there. Stomaversity on YouTube. I'm sure we'll get links in the description too. You guys can follow me there.
Yeah, please send them the link.
Thanks for not playing a fart noise while I was telling the story this time.
I was looking for it. I didn't think that
I knew you were.
Yeah, I was looking for it. All right, so let's get to these questions. 34. Good start for the Smasher in this one. We're trying to get Kevin to 106 in order to tie Roxy, 107 to take the lead here today. Rock movies with Tyler. Let's effing go. Hashtag Dungeon Master has spoken. It's been a while since I've used that. It's amazing.
Nice.
Old school. He follows it up for Smash in case he needs it. There you go.
Make sure you Venmo me that, Kristian.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we'll do. Mark Jason Ali. What's up, Mark? If anyone knows Lord of the Rings, if anyone does know, it's Colbert. Suck it, CBS. Smash it, Smets. Hashtag cancer. Free love. You love you, dude. Hey, Harloff. I read all that wrong. I'm all messed up right now. Thank you, Mark. Mark's the best. Haskell. What's up, guys? Endgame hits theaters again in 6 months. Yeah, how much do you think it brings in opening weekend? 50 to 75 million possible, or even more? Let's go Yankees. I do think. I'll tell you why I do think that's possible. Not only for the reason of what I've said, where I think that if Endgame's good, or if Doomsday is good, it's going to be the most profitable movie of all time. The other reason is that I feel like they're going to put a new end credit in Endgame that is relevant to Doomsday. And I think that's going to drive people to go to it. I think that's going to get people to go check it out as well. So I think, yeah, 50 to 75 is a perfect number. I'll meet you in the middle of that. I'll say 65 million for Endgame re-release.
Smart too, to get it back out there, to get people
excited.
It's a sequel. Doomsday is a sequel to Endgame.
Easily. What do you think, Kevin? How much do you think it makes?
Wow, 50 to 75.
Yeah.
How did I'm trying to think, like when they were re-releasing Avatar.
They did pretty good. We looked at that number up. If you take a look and go check it out, but you do a quick Google search and you can come back and let us know. On Ganyunki became a YouTube member. I definitely said that wrong, but thank you so much for becoming a member. Good time to be a member. A lot of new members in there. And when you're a member, you get to see this all the time. Look at that. Perfect. That was brilliant.
$76 million for Avatar.
Right. Wow. So it very well could do that. Dawson DeMars, should I play KOTOR now or wait for the remake? I mean, if you wait for the remake, you'll probably be 87 years old.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I would also play it now because you're going to have two experiences. If you play it now, you'll get to play KOTOR the way it was meant to be played, and you'll experience it the way that I know that myself and Kristian was a fan of it. Like, you'll play it that way with the old game engine, right? And then you're creating a fun thing where when it comes out with the remake, you'll get to play the remake and see all the things that they did better. But now you'll get to say like, oh, look with how they did this better. Like you'll appreciate the things that they upgraded. You'll appreciate the Easter eggs from the original. It's kind of like, would you play Super Mario All-Stars after or before the original Super Mario Brothers? Play the original one first, then play All-Stars. So you can be like, look at all the 16-bit graphics. Everything looks so cool.
If it was coming out though, I'd say wait. I would.
Really?
Yeah, just because you learn that story the first time through, like newer graphics might be fun, but I just don't think it's coming out anytime soon.
Yeah, you're the big graphics guy then, or you can watch my movies.
That's true too. Alan Smithy, the Smasher is here. Great to see you, Smets. I just heard Kristian say if the league comes back, which means there's still a chance. Can't wait. Yeah, if like I'll tell you what, if my show does really well and we get picked up for 5 or 6 seasons, then I'll invest some money in it and I'll bring back one tournament.
I always told Kristian that if I won the lottery, I would buy it off him. But I wouldn't tell him that I won the lottery first. So I would buy it off him for kind of a cheaper price. And then I would reveal that I won the lottery and I could have given him a lot more.
Smart. Mr. Nibs Drunken Tavern. Just an idea, but you could make it up to Sam and rent out a theater to see Doomsday after the live reaction. And it could turn into a fan live show to help with the rent cost. Always good to see the Smasher. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much something like that. This is why I need hey, Pill D, you want to look into that? And see,
renting out a theater
in New York to see it for.
I don't know how New York. I rented out a theater for my KOTOR movie in LA at the Wilshire Screening Room. I'm sure you've seen movie premieres there. It costs about $1,200.
Right, and that's there in the city. It's going to cost more than that. So, and we'd have to we have to rent out a theater, and that's going to be too much, guys.
But AMC does do deals too, where you can rent it out to see a movie that they are playing.
They're playing just to check it out. I don't know. We'll look into it. Armada. They should cast Brian Holtzman as a Hobbit. I would pay top dollar to see that. But Smasher, I'm not worried about Colbert. Tolkien's work can speak for itself. If the original trilogy cast are involved, I doubt they'll sign off the script if it isn't good. If he has a good story, let him cook. I don't disagree. If it's good, that's what you got to give. You can't just, if you don't agree with his politics, just shut him off right away and say, oh, it's going to be terrible because I don't agree with his politics. You're okay to say that if you watch the trailer and you're like, oh, wait, this is not faithful to books. It doesn't feel like it's part of the movies, and it feels like a preach from Colbert. Then you can say that. I don't think that's going to go down that route, personally, but I agree with you. Yoshimitsu. Hunt for Gollum is an inter-equal, there you go, that takes place in the 17 years between Bilbo's party and Frodo leaving that got written out of the Fellowship movie. Oh, okay.
Hunt for Gollum's going to be cool. I've done research on what happens from the appendices and that Gollum game actually was not good, but you can see some of the cutscenes from that. But they end up there's ties to the Hobbit, with Thranduil's in it, and there's a big battle in the Woodland realm, and trying to, and that's where Gollum gets out. There's a big orc battle. I feel like I'm not spoiling it, but I feel like from the memories of the appendices, there's a big battle there, and that's what allows Gollum to escape because he's actually in captivity for a while. So it's going to be very cool.
Yeah, that's true. In the beginning, you see that in the beginning of the Fellowship, right? So we've got to get in captivity by the end of that movie. Scott at Harwitz, have you seen the sci-fi Dune miniseries from the early 2000s? Decent plot, questionable acting, and weird costumes. Might be a good reaction with Dune 3. Here's the problem is that I don't know. First of all, I don't know if that movie, I wouldn't do the new show because I don't think the new show would pull. I mean, shit, even Daredevil last night, as Smets mentioned, I put my reaction up there. Not doing very well. There's not a lot of hype behind it. I'm putting up after this show, I'm putting up a Ferris Bueller reaction. I'm terrified that it's going to do maybe 7,000 if best, which is, I'm trying to find new things to try on the channel, and a Dune miniseries, I just don't think is gonna hit.
You should do a reaction show to this show and then react to that.
And then react to it, yeah. Yoshimitsu, glad to see Kevin. He's awesome on any show. He is.
Hey, thanks.
Cutter Hale, 2 of my favorite movie guys. You guys are the best. I agree, Harloff, with movies. You have to separate the artist from the art, no matter what side you're on. Yeah, otherwise it's just you're just going in predetermined. You already know what you want to think because you don't like the person or what they say. It's like my mother. I'm not going to see that movie with Matt Damien. Matt Damien, she calls him.
Matt Damien.
Yeah, I'm like, why you don't? I used to like him. He talks too much now. Matt Damien. So he's a good actor, Mom. Can 6721. My ring is burning. Had a curry last night. Oh, poor Can. Dawson DeMars, has Smets seen One Piece?
Yeah, that's good question.
Great question.
I feel like I want to, because I see you do these reactions all the time for it, or you're talking about it on the show. And if I'm going to be part of this show with regularity, I should probably get into it. So I literally, this is how I have a daughter, so I'm kind of in the world of, I know what K-pop Demon Hunters is. I know that way too much, but what is One Piece? If you were to just give it to me in like an elevator pitch, you got one sentence.
Oh my God. You can't put that in one.
Is it anime or?
It's based off an anime. It's
Okay.
live action, but it's based off a very popular anime that it's got this crazy kind of intense tone to it, but it's got really emotional characters that you get involved with. Speaking of which, we owe Roxy a text to see what she thought of the next 2 episodes.
I'll give it a Dawson. I'll give it a check. I'll check it out.
3 and 4 of One Piece. Let's see. I'll get a reaction from Roxy soon. Okay, so double check that. Let's see. Gopal, welcome, Kevin. There you go, Gopal.
Thank you.
He follows it up. I'll go as far as to take a night off from Veronica Mars rewatch episodes for the end for Daredevil tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna probably try to do my episode 2 reaction today, so I can get it up there.
I actually stopped. I've been doing a binging of Sopranos. So
oh wow,
yeah, it's funny you've been doing reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
find myself. I have a dachshund now, and whenever the dachshund poos on the ground, I always pull a Sylvia. Oh hey, oh.
Armada 8YT. Hope the action cinematography gets better in season 2 for Daredevil. That's what they meant. Gopal, the cell is also D'Onofrio, right? So it fits with 100%. It's absolutely D'Onofrio. Gopal, I have to revisit First Class soon. Been too long. It's such a great movie.
Such a great one. I remember seeing it in the theaters. There's 2 movies that I remember seeing in the theaters that I just didn't have not high hopes for, but I remember seeing I'm old. I saw Gladiator in the theaters, walked away from it like blown away, and then First Class, I was like, no Wolverine. This is not, even though he's briefly in it, but yeah,
it saved it. People don't give that movie enough credit. Like X-Men was on its last legs when that movie came out. Yeah. Gopal, swear to me.
Please, where's the detonator?
Catching up on the show. Kevin, where'd you get that Revan helmet? Looks great.
True story. This Revan helmet I got a long time ago when we were playing at a film festival called MagFest. Well, it's a music and games festival, and we wanted to go like do viral like marketing. So we had a guy dressed up fully in a Revan costume. I spent a pretty penny on this, and then in a time where I just wasn't in the KOTOR that much, I actually sold it to a fan of my movies.
Oh, wow.
Or and then years later, I always regretted it because like all the masks you see are 3D printed and they don't look as good as this. And the guy reaches back to me and he's like, "Hey, I'm kind of going through a rough time. Can I sell the mask back to you?" And I said yes, and I will never sell it again. I felt so bad when I sold it, but that's back when I was working. Okay. Cancer, daughter on the way.
Okay, you got it back. So, all right, thank you, Matt. So thank you to Jamowski. Next question here. Dawson DeMars, what do you mean someone said you didn't get the game? I'm a person and my name is Anakin.
I'm a person and my name is Anakin.
Good. That was really good. Enrique Leonardo, Harloff, pick one from each. Heat or Saving Private Ryan? Oh, I love both of those movies so much. Heat. I love Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan. It's my favorite Spielberg movie. I love that. Heat has a very special place in my heart. Goodfellas or Braveheart. This is a person who really knows me, by the way. Goodfellas or Braveheart. Braveheart.
Interesting.
Empire Strikes Back or Eternal Sunshine. That's a crime to do to me. Empire, but Eternal Sunshine is I would be mourning it for quite a long time. Top Gun 2 or Dune 2. Shit, man, these are great. Should hire this guy. Top Gun 2 or Dune 2. Shit, depends on what kind of mood I'm at. I need Dune 2 because I need Dune 2. Top Gun 2 is one of my favorite movies, and it's one of my favorite movies the last 10 years. I don't know if Dune 2 is, but yeah, I need Dune 2 in my life.
Spielberg's your favorite director, right?
I don't know if he's my favorite director, but he's up there.
All right, Tarantino Star Trek or Spielberg directed Star Wars finally?
Now,
this week.
Tarantino Star Trek.
Still Tarantino Star
Trek.
Trek.
I wouldn't want to see a Spielberg at 35, sure.
Spielberg doing like Revenge of the Sith would have piqued your interest.
It would have been interesting to do. Yeah, but I don't now. I like him doing what he's doing now.
Yep.
Jamowski. Not sure if this was covered in the same way that Ron Howard doing it, when he did it. You would like to see Ron Howard's vision of it when he was like 35. Not
You're
sure.
just making a clicking sound with your hand.
Jamowski. Not sure if this was covered but Amazing Digital Circus episode was awesome. It was. Reaction went. I did cover this. Someone asked me this yesterday. So the problem again is I'm paying Tina, I'm paying an editor. You guys aren't watching them. They perform on everyone else's channel, but they did not perform on my channel. I can't spend the money to do it. So didn't do it. Jamowski, starting Sam with Andor is perfect. Andor reactions on YouTube still do decent as well. Well, it's funny. Even if the Andor reactions don't do well, it's less about that and leading into Rogue One, leading into the because I'm showing Sam. She's never seen Star Wars ever, so I'm showing never nothing. I'm showing her Andor season 1, Andor season 2, Rogue One, New Hope, Empire, Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi.
Nice. You're doing I love that. I was just going to wonder if you were doing that.
Then Mandalorian season 1, season 2, season 3, Mandalorian and Grogu.
Well, that'll only take you a couple weeks.
It's going to take quite a while, but we're still doing.
That reminds me, I have a Super Watch doc on my phone where I have every piece of canon and non-canon, because the Plagueis novel is one of my favorite pieces of
ever
Star Wars ever. And so I have a list of eventually I want to get to a Super Watch, and I have this list, I call it a Super Watch, and it literally has every piece of the non-canon stuff that I still love, and then every canon stuff, and it's very similar to what you're talking about, where you just watch everything.
Go, pal. How many N-bombs are in the QT Star Trek? I mean, hopefully none. Yeah. Battery. Smets, you're much easier to listen to than Roka. All he does is cry about his boyfriend not paying him enough attention.
Roka's awesome.
He loves taking shots.
If you guys like Roka, I'm on the Jedi Way show with him on every other Wednesday. Now, if you don't like me and you don't like Roka, you probably don't want to watch that show. Although Breaking Numbers is on.
I'm convinced that Battery is PLD.
Really?
Go, pal. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. It will absolutely stop until you are dead.
Yes. Whereas the Predator would probably be nod his head and be like, you know what? You made it as far as Florida.
Yeah, you're good. Michael D. Poor PLD. What an invasion of his privacy.
Wait, so is that him live right now?
Yeah,
and you just talk to him and he's not aware of.
No, I do it to him all the time. No, I do it to him all the time. And I don't know what background he's in. No, because the poor guy had a freaking tree land on his studio at home. And so he's coming from a basement in a cave somewhere, but it's atrocious. But the poor guy, he's doing what he can do. ZB, never taste bacon again, or all food tastes like it. Okay. Conrad, you can only watch movies and no TV shows forever, or TV shows forever and no movies. What do you choose?
Hire this guy too. I'm out of a job.
I know. You know my answer.
Yes.
TV.
Well, I knew your answer back when you were a pro, I'm done with Star Wars movies. Give me Star Wars TV.
Yeah, but I was wrong about that. I commit that I was wrong about that. They dropped the ball on it. But TV, I would take TV. Yeah, because you can do 2-hour episodes of television and to me, the investment in characters, you have more time to do it on television. I like watching movies in the theater and everything too, but the investment in characters, there's nothing like it with television. So I would say TV. Yeah.
Good question.
How about you?
I would do 5 years ago movies, but yeah, TV. I mean, I'm just talking about how I'm in the middle of my second run through of Sopranos, and I like Breaking Bad, and
right.
My wife loves Emily in Paris.
It's TV. TV's changed so much with streaming. Again, 20, 30 years ago, movies, all that. James Wheeler, thank you for sharing about your colostomy bag. My grandmother had a colostomy bag for 41 years. Yeah.
I mean, people don't know about it, and they think that it's this gross, smelly thing, and it's not the case. And the reason I started that Stoma channel in the first place was my buddy had a cousin who had the prospect of maybe getting one. And she was literally saying, I'd rather kill myself. And it's like, no one needs to live in fear of it. It is not the end of the world when you have it. And in fact, I could be pooping right now and you don't even know. I don't have to stop the thing and be, hey, I got to run to the bathroom. I don't have to go to the bathroom in gross gas station bathrooms on road trips. Like, and it's as quickly as changing my daughter's diaper back in the day. Just snap it on, snap it off, like I said. So I appreciate it. I'm very open about it, and I'll continue to.
And he's with us. So that's the thing. Trey Porter. Today is the 10-year anniversary of Batman v Superman. That's crazy. 2016 was a different world compared to now. So different.
I love that movie. I love that movie to this day. I loved it in the original form.
Did you really? Wow.
Extended. Yeah, I'm a big. Not that I'm like a Snyder head where I'm not negative and talking on anything James Gunn does, but I absolutely adore that movie.
Dawson DeMars. I miss old BioWare. Mass Effect is my favorite.
BioWare's
the Knights of the Republic was just the best. Saul, what's up, Saul? It's been several years. We all mature and wise enough to finally admit a horse is not a sidekick.
I know what he's referencing.
What is that?
He's referencing our match. We had a match against each other where that's how I got to the title match, I think, against Kalinowski. I played Saul. And Saul, he could probably write it in the chat. It was a question that threw him off because it was about Zorro's horse being a sidekick. And in the questioning, the horse was named. PLD could probably chime in. He was part of that. But yeah. Saul, you would have still lost to me no matter what, buddy.
I mean, he knows that too. But I told you, I always bring this up. I think I told you, you remember when we turned Merle heel, right?
Yeah, and you made me say you were my hero.
Oh, did I? That's hilarious. But you said it off screen, right?
No, I said it on camera. I said,
"Oh, that's amazing.
Why would you do this? You're my hero." And he's like, "Time to get new heroes."
Smasher. Oh yeah, yes. So, but Saul got so mad. The character of Saul got so mad that he rushed through, and I had to hold him, dude. I say it every time. He's got like super strength. That guy.
Oh, he's strong.
I couldn't believe how strong he was. He's stocky. He's a little guy, but he was like one of the strongest dudes. I think. And people say like, who do you think one of the strongest people is thrown out? I would say Saul. I couldn't believe it. It was like I think I hurt my neck holding him back.
Hands down, some of my favorite promos too, where we did stare downs, and it was very wrestling like. And the dude wrestles.
Oh, he was great. He was a great character, and he got better. Because what happened? Because he crapped the bet against Amaru the first time, right? Didn't he beat him in the rematch?
Yeah, I think that's how he got to me. Because then I had I feel like in the post game,
right? So yeah, PLD, he beat him in the rematch. Yeah, he did. So Saul beat Amaru in the rematch. Yeah, because it was
and that was a fun one to go against Saul. Because it was very wrestling.
Oh, Saul was great, and it's another guy that I wish I said that Radis, Brother Lomas, Marisol. I wish they all would have been playing in like the golden era of Schmoedown, because they would have been perfect. And Saul too. Yeah. Joshua Gonzalez, you voiced Johnny Quest in my favorite Cartoon Network. Did you really? I
voiced the last Johnny Quest 2-hour movie called Johnny Quest versus the Cyber Insects. Okay. It was the last 2-hour movie before they decided to make. They did a new version for Cartoon Network where Johnny was a little older. But it was very cool. I got to sit next to who's the Hey Now guy from
Hey Now.
What's his name?
From Three's Company?
No, Hey Now from
Larry Sanders
Show.
Yeah, he was also
Jeffrey Tambor. Yeah, he played the voice of the villain in that movie. I sat next to him for that Johnny Quest, so that was fun. I had a couple good times. I did a couple of Hanna-Barbera thing. I did Halloween Tree was another one I did, and I got to sit next to Leonard Nimoy for 2 weeks.
That's pretty good too.
I was a Star Wars guy. I didn't give a fuck about Star.
Where do you rank Gravity, Interstellar, The Martian, and Project Hail Mary? Oh man, I haven't seen Gravity in a long time. I know I really liked it when I saw it in the theater. But today, only because I haven't seen Gravity in a while and recency bias, I would say Interstellar, Project Hail Mary, The Martian, and then Gravity.
So where did you put Hail Mary? Number
2.
We're seeing it I'm seeing it this weekend with my wife.
Seen it in IMAX?
I guess I should. I remember you saying that in the.
If you can get IMAX tickets, cancel the tickets that you haven't. Go to IMAX.
Okay. I would say Interstellar. That was just. I haven't seen Project Hail Mary, so I would say Interstellar, The Martian, and then Gravity. Gravity was an experience. Gravity was like a Disneyland ride. Like saw that in IMAX. It was like you were at a 2-hour Disneyland attraction.
I haven't seen it in a while, so that could change. But I haven't seen it. Big Bang 024. Want adult Grogu in future Star Wars movies? I mean, there's only so much gaga goo goo stuff I can handle. you know, with Grogu. It's like I get it, he's cute, but he's let him grow up eventually, which would be good. But the question is, what happens to him? Where is he? Where is he during the new trilogy?
Yeah, that's what I always wondered. Like,
Yeah.
but I would say with the Grogu, Stu, you would have to see Grogu with human or with Yoda eyes. And have you ever seen that? It's really creepy.
Yeah.
Google it. Because Grogu has like those all black eyes, right? But
yeah, it's true. Big Bang. Favorite 2 movies? Favorite 2 movies of all time.
Of all time. Don't you know the lingo? Come on, man.
No. Revenge of the Sith. Wow, that's your favorite movie of all time. Favorite 2 movies of all time. Well, it's hilarious, even though I voted it out. I would say, I mean, Empire's up there for sure. So it's between Empire, Heat, Eternal Sunshine, Spotless Mind, Braveheart. Those are some of the ones that pop up there for the ones that I love.
For me, Empire is definitely up there, and Glory, the Ed Zwick.
Glory's great.
That was one of the first movies that like moved me to tears.
Yeah,
and like made me obsessed with the Civil War. I still am. I watch that movie yearly. It's a experience for me. Glory, great soundtrack too. James Horner. He ripped himself off, and the Glory theme is in Avatar.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Google it.
Dawson DeMars. What's OP?
Original poster just past Superman for most comics sold? No. Original. I don't know. I'm not that cool. I don't know all the lingo.
So something past Superman for most comics sold. Well, congratulations to OP, whatever that is. Big Bang. So he's gonna. One Piece.
Oh, okay.
One Piece. Okay. Big Bang. Possibly a KOTOR film in the works. Now with Filoni in the helm, never gonna happen. PLD projects. Next final 5. Roka versus Grandpa Abe from The Simpsons. I got Grandpa at -500. The best part is that PLD is just laughing his ass off right now as we're reading this. Roka could match up against him. Incoherent rambling, maybe. He's so excited with himself.
Final 5 is going to be fun.
Look at how excited he is.
There he is, broadcasting live from Kabul.
Yeah.
Afghanistan. Watch out for missiles overhead.
I know. Grimbear 13. What's up, Smets? I hope you gents are having a great day. Thank you, Grimbear. Have a great stream. We'll catch the whole thing on playback. Good. For anybody who's not watching on playback, please go and check that out. We have the Clips channel. We have Spotify. We have all that. Make sure you check it out.
I like your icon too. Smets Smash.
Big Bang 024. Should Timmy have won at least one Oscar by now? Probably should have won this year, but he blew it. But what did he do? He had it, and then right afterwards, when that you know who he ran into, when he lost. Did you hear the story?
Michael B.
No,
I heard the stupid story that he was in the drive-through.
No.
In and out, but Michael B. Jordan was inside, and they wouldn't serve him. Is that bullshit?
No, that's bullshit. Do you want to see I have the footage of De Niro talking to Chalamet.
Yeah. Could you clear something up for me?
Yeah.
I saw somewhere that the voting was already locked down by the time that he made those disparaging comments. It wasn't.
That's not true. No, because that clip went viral at that point. That it was shot. It was shot before. It was a town hall that already had aired.
Oh, gotcha.
All right. So this is the footage that they got from Timothy Chalamet and De Niro. Would you want to see it?
Yeah.
All right.
And you blew it.
Okay, man.
Long setup for that. Okay. So Armada 8YT reactions with Kev. Maybe Kev's busy, man. Kev's busy. We got him. We're doing. We had to. It's hard enough to try to carve out time to get him to do this show.
Yeah, I'll try to get on as much as I can. But yeah, we were supposed to be last week, and I had to cancel 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to do it. I love being here, though.
I didn't even realize that was Mike. That's hilarious. Armada AYT Beavis Mike profile picture. It's really look. That's Mike.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Michael D. PLD profile pic. Look closer.
We're gonna nice little.
Oh, he's in the back. See him in the back. That's great. Look, there's look in the back. Field is in the back of that.
Wait, great. What? I don't see it.
Look at that picture. You see the guy with you see the soldier?
Yeah.
Look at the bottom. Look at the bottom corner. That's really good. Saul, despite that, I do put my man Kevin over. I'm so happy that we're getting him on the regular now, and I couldn't think of a better Schmoverse alumni to be sharing the mic with the chairman. There you go. Yeah. So,
thanks, Saul. I love you, man.
Little guy. I'm 5'9" barefoot. That's an inch above average. Little guy to me.
Let's take him out, Saul. We could take him out. Just aim for the legs.
But he is. You know what it is. Saul. He's right though, because even though he's 5'9", I still for some reason picture him like Gimli.
Really?
I was because he's like. because he's a stocky guy with the big Viking beard and everything too, and he's probably in my head I picture him like 4'6".
I don't think of him as Gimli. Like Kaiser used to always say I was like a bulldog because I'm like kind of short and stocky. Saul is like built like it's like a little action figure, like those muscles. Remember the muscle toys, the pink muscle toys?
Right.
He's like that, where he has that thin waistline.
It's like the Techno Viking. Remember that thing? Remember the Techno Viking? All right. So Enrique, round two. Goodfellas versus Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, he's
Saving Private Ryan. I know. I love Goodfellas, but Saving Private Ryan. Empire Strikes Back versus Dune 2. Empire. Heat versus Eternal Sunshine. Oh man, love Heat so much. It depends on what mood I'm in. I can do either one.
Come on, answer it.
Which one have I seen more? I don't know what I've seen more. I'll probably go Heat again. God, I hate doing that. Okay. Aaron Ambrose, think you missed my super chat. I sent it earlier.
All
right, I'll look and double check. Grimbeer. Smets, you're the first person to clock my avatar is Hulk. Do you know which comic that this is from?
I'm just going to ride the high that I clocked it because I'm not going to be as cool and know exactly what it is. World War Hulk? I'm going to guess World War Hulk.
Let's see. Can PLD or Luke find that Amber one? Because I'm not seeing it.
It's great art, though, right there with the eyes, too.
Yeah, because that's the last one for now. So I want to see if I missed, because I'm not seeing it inside of here, but it does. If Luke or PLD can send it to me while we are looking, I'm still looking during the starred ones. I don't see it in the starred. Armada, Amber, no. Aaron Ambrose, not seeing anything here from Aaron.
We're gonna have to do.
Oh, I didn't even know there was one. Armada, you're watching the new Jury Duty yet?
There's
I guess there's a new one. I actually heard that there was a new one. I don't know how I don't know how they did it though.
Planet Hulk. That was my other. Like I knew it was either World War Hulk or Planet Hulk.
Did you watch the first one though? The Jury Duty,
the original one with what's his name?
James Marsden. Yeah.
No, why am I thinking? I'm thinking of Jury Duty.
You're thinking of Pauly Shore. No, this is the TV show that they did.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
Dude, you should watch you've never seen the original one?
No.
Oh, dude, it's like a hidden camera show where they convince this guy that he's in this jury for the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
kind of like the Average Joe show.
Yes,
that's funny.
Yeah, but it's really it's hilarious, and it's a feel good show too. It's a okay. Let's see. I guess. Oh, PLD. Don't know if you've seen it. There's a trailer out for a movie called The Furious from Lionsgate. I guess this is the one that you sent in. Looks like an Eastern action film. Looks great. I know that there is a trailer called The Furious. I did not see the trailer itself though. How about you? And then Paul Hitchcock said there's one too. Did he come in earlier, PLD? Paul Hitchcock also? He must have come in earlier. That's why I can't find it. It's not loading for me. You sent it? You found it, PLD? PLD's looking for Paul's. We'll get to yours in a second.
These better be credited towards my score.
Yeah, they will actually. Casey Grant. Forbes wrote Timmy's comments didn't cost him the Oscar. His comments went viral. They went viral starting the 6th and the 7th. Oscar voting closed on. Right, they went viral on those, but they were still there. So who knows if they were seen or not. So Armada.
That's like fumbling the football when you're at like the 5, man. It's tough.
That's a great avatar. Penny, Barbara, and Mike. Does Smets watch the Invincible show?
Yeah, the animated. I really I tried to show my wife was like the first movie I ever watched with my wife, by the way, was Kick-Ass because I was training at the time. She's like, why would you think that I would like that movie? Because I was like thinking like, oh, it's cool. And I'm trying to impress her. I'm watching this cool superhero movie. But I tried to show her that the battle from the end of season 1 with father and son. She didn't appreciate that much. But yeah, I haven't seen the new season yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
And a live action movie would be bonkers if they ever do one.
Oh, there he is. He's haunting you. All right, let's see. Paul Hitchcock.
He's haunting. Don't tell Peter.
So PLD is making you look for nothing. He didn't send it. Real nice. Armada. Season 2 of Jury Duty is a company retreat. Oh, okay. We're gonna see how they made that work. Okay. No, Roxy hasn't answered yet. Conrad, did Roxy answer about One Piece? No, she did not. So it means she either didn't. Oh wait. So Peel, you did find it? Oh no, you didn't find it. I got it. Okay. All right. So Kevin did pretty good. 65. Doesn't beat Roxy on his first one, but has a very good performance here for sure.
I'm getting my sea legs about me. We're going to make Wednesday must-watch Wednesdays. That's what I want. I'm going to keep coming up with crazy games. Hopefully people in the chat will understand what they are.
Yeah.
And I already have other ideas. Kristian knows I'm like, dude, we should try this. And he was like, let's settle down on the first one. Like, I just want to have a lot of fun.
I love it. And we're going to have, and now we're going to have a ton. Now we're going to have a ton of new shorts. You'll see a lot of those shorts that we did today from those games will pop up on the feed. So that'll be good. I posted the Matthew Lillard one that you did today. He was at the event that we went to, and it's good to see him in
Smart to do that too, because he's in Daredevil. So that's that positioning.
Yeah. So okay. Well, guys, first of all, thank you to Kevin for being here. Hopefully we'll get him back sooner than later. Make sure you check out Kevin on his social channels. Make sure you check him out on his YouTube channels. Thank you guys for being here. It was a great show. It was a lot of fun. I like what Kevin is bringing to the Wednesday show, that we can do games like this. And I told him, if we can do it for Wednesdays out of whenever he's available, we'll have him on. So that's it. Must watch Wednesday. Somebody called, and I love that. Look at that right away. Kevin coming in and making a difference. So thank you to Kevin. Thank you to you guys. Thank you to PLD, Luke, everybody who helps make the show what it is today. Hey, have you heard about Willie?
Hey, Willie!
Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Appreciate it. Bye.
Did you shit in there?